Sinn Féin's platform in the local and European elections damaged by the fact that the party has as its leader somebody who is now a suspect in a murder case?
Well, first of all, David, you're entirely wrong to say that any member of Sinn Féin, much less its leader, Gerry Adams, is a suspect in a murder case. That's a misrepresentation of what's happened, David. Just to rehearse the facts for you, the fact is that Gerry Adams, against a backdrop of an awful lot of media coverage, a lot of hostile political comments sparked by what are called the Boston tapes, wrote to the PSNI on the 23rd of March. He made it clear at that stage that he was available to speak to them in relation to Jean McConville. They have now taken him up on that. We are very concerned at the timing of that. They have had in their possession, the PSNI, these tapes for quite some time. Gerry had written to them, as I say, more than a month ago, and we are very, very unhappy at the timing of this, the choice of timing, and we believe that it is politically motivated. You ask us about our election. We're fielding a record number of candidates right across the country, a record number of women, a lot of young candidates. Sinn Féin representatives throughout Ireland have been busy, have been effective, and I think there is unquestionably in this state a deep dissatisfaction with the current government, a dissatisfaction with Fianna Fáil and the previous administration, and now an almost palpable sense of the need for change. We continue to fight our election campaigns for the European and the local authorities, and I believe the timing of this is political, this interview between Gerry and the PSNI. I think there would be a hope amongst some that it would damage our election campaign, but I can say that we continue with our campaign, and I believe and I hope that we will have a strong result, north and south, because bear in mind there are elections across the island at this time on May the 23rd and 24th.
With respect, Mary Lou, why would the PSNI arrest Gerry Adams if he were not a suspect in the murder case?
Because, David, the PSNI have at this stage spoken to a number of people on the back of the Boston tapes. It is customary when you are interviewing somebody on a case as grave and serious as this that you would caution the individual to reflect the seriousness of the case, but also in respect to the rights of that person. We have seen that where others have been interviewed and cautioned, they too have been arrested, and in one instance those individuals have left and no charges have been levelled. So I think it is wrong of you, very wrong of you, to suggest that the simple fact of being cautioned means that you are a suspect for anything. That in fact is not the case. Gerry has voluntarily gone to the PSNI, as he made clear he would do. He is assisting them, he is answering their questions, and that is entirely appropriate. Our concern, and it's a legitimate concern, is at a time when you're on in full-scale election campaigns, north and south, that this particular time would be chosen for those interviews to happen.
Isn't it a fact, isn't it the reality now that Gerry Adams, your leader, is now a huge liability for Sinn Féin?
No, the facts are, Ursula, that Gerry, if you are to take opinion polls, in the most recent opinion poll, was the most popular political leader in this state. The facts are that under Gerry Adams' leadership, north and south, that Sinn Féin has gone from strength to strength. The facts are that Gerry was selected again enthusiastically by our last Ordesh as our party president. The facts are that Sinn Féin enjoys our full support and our full confidence.
Sinn Féin does. Does Gerry Adams?
Pardon me?
Gerry Adams.
Enjoys our full support and our full confidence, absolutely.
But Mary Lou McDonald, those opinion polls were all taken before his arrest. So how damaging do you reckon his arrest will be for Sinn Féin? Will it be a little bit damaging? Will it be a lot damaging? Or will it make any difference?
I think the choice of timing is designed to inflict damage on Sinn Féin, on Gerry and on our election campaign. I believe that that is the case. Whether that will emerge is another matter. I think people have common sense and good judgment on these matters. And as I said earlier, I don't believe that anybody who has a feel for or who is an observer of political life at north and south, but particularly north of the border, could arrive at a conclusion other than a political motivation for the choice of timing. And I'm emphasising that again because the facts are that Gerry's name has been bandied around in relation to the death of Jean McConville for a very long time, not least over the last number of months, on the basis of these Boston tapes. These tapes and this project was initiated by individuals who are deeply hostile to the peace process and equally hostile to Gerry Adams. This project interviewed in a selective way individuals who share that view and who are on the public record in that regard. And so when all of that found expression in the public domain, of course Gerry's name featured very, very strongly. And those elements that I referred to within unionism stoked that particular political fire. In that context, I think it was the right decision, entirely appropriate for Gerry to say to the PSNI that he is available to speak to them. I think it is entirely appropriate that the PSNI would take him up on that offer. What is not appropriate is that all of this would play out against the backdrop of election campaigns north and south.
Wouldn't it be helpful if we were to offer to step down, even to...
Yes.
If it is the case that this is politically motivated, do you think the PSNI are badly damaged and that their investigation into the Jean McConville's murder is badly damaged by this politically motivated arrest? And what do you think it does for the peace process in the north?
I think certainly the timing of this matter raises question marks for the PSNI. I've said that to you. Bear in mind, we're not at the end of this episode just yet, so we need to see how things play out in the course of today. Does this damage the peace process? I think the peace process at this stage is fairly robust. That's not to take anything for granted. But I tell you what will, in my mind, certainly damage the peace process is if we fail, and I mean the we is the Dublin government, London, the parties across the country, if we fail to put in place a satisfactory, equal mechanism for dealing with issues from the past. See, if we don't do that, then we will have continuously a debilitating series of episodes. And bear in mind, the Ballymurphy families got the brush off from Therese Villiers, as you know. They are looking for the truth around their loved ones. We could cite from all sides of the community, all sides of the divide, including Dublin, the families of the Dublin and Monaghan bombings, and we could recite all of it. It's not helpful to do that in a tit-for-tat way. It's not helpful to do that in a politically opportunistic or motivated way. The only decent thing to do, and the only politically constructive thing to do, is to say, to recognise, we need this process that captures all of that. And that requires, as I said earlier, political will. And that has been lacking here so far.